So, it isn't that soon that we meet again, is it? Oops. For this week, I was thinking maybe we could have a little chatty video thing that we could get going in the comments, because my brain started thinking about these things that you can probably figure out from the title, but I'm gonna explain how it got there. So like, why not talk about them in front of a camera and see if anybody cares to talk about them with me? Right, so I was just, watching them booktube videos. This one does, and a lot of people have been posting their bookish New Year's resolutions. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of them. It's a crazy amount of them around. Like, I watched quite a few of those, as one does, and a lot of these people, they have one common thing. There's this one thing stated in the title, but I'm still going to call it out loud. This one thing that everyone seems to want to do, that's to read more diversely. They want to broaden their reading horizons, literary horizons. I don't know how to put it, but people want to read diversely. And there are so many things that I started thinking about when I saw that everyone wants to do that. Just to put it out there, this is the way to start. I think it's important to read a lot of books, and it's important to read a lot of different types of books because, well, first of all, you never know what you like until you've tried it, right? Right. Just second of all, it's just nice to read a lot of things, just to know you've tried, to feel fancy and exotic, like you've tried this. Wow, wow. And yeah, just reading diverse books is so exciting. It's like starting a new adventure. Still, you get the idea. Now, let's have a little chat. A little story time. Throwback to a really, really young Gabby. Yeah. Throwback to that. When I was like 4, I think it was when I started trying to figure out how one reads. Wasn't that successful because I knew the letters, so it was alright. But man, the letter groups that make different sounds is not the point. I used to read a lot of fairy tales, just an insane amount of fairy tales. And then I think it was like when I was 6 that I started reading classics, and it's crazy because up until I was like 11 or 12, 90% of the books I read were classics. Yeah. Imagine a 60-year-old trying to read Jules Verne. Yeah. It didn't go too well. Just spoiler alert. Didn't go too well. Yeah. But then I just started reading more books, and I'm like, maybe I should just like read some middle grade fiction. There were these things that were like so popular because that was when our local library thing was like, wow, the thing. It was the bomb. Everybody was reading, like so hip. There was this book series that I got. I think I have one of the books with me. It was middle grade, and it was a trilogy, and it had a lot of swearing and a lot of really not very great role models as characters, and it was terrible, man. It was so terrible. Like, now that I think of it, it was so terrible. I have no clue how I got into those books. Why was I trying to be hip or mainstream? I don't know. And then I got into middle grade fantasy with like unicorns and magic and alchemy, and it was great. It was like, oh, this is what I like. This is what I like. And then when I was like 12, Twilight came along, and then I just started reading an insane amount of vampire books. Some of them were terrible, man. Like, some were just no, but it was what I liked at that point in my life. And then as I got into a more thoughtful, open-minded young lady, I just started reading everything. Like, I'm telling you, contemporary, fantasy, paranormal. I recently got into reading new adult, but I'm open to everything, and I I have this list of books I really want to buy in the very near future, aka tomorrow or next week, and I'm like mind blown by the fact that like some are YA fantasy, some are adult fantasy, some are comic books, some are graphic novels, some are non-fiction, which is like, whoa, I like non-fiction, and like, whoa, who am I anymore as a reader, as a person? Who am I as a human being? What's going on? Whoa. So like, I think it's just important for you to read a lot. But the question is, once you've read like most of the things and you have settled on the one thing you like, or on the few things you really, really like, and you really just want to read more of it. Like, some people are crazy for fantasy, like crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, fantasy books are like this thick, and they are series a lot of the time. So what do you do if you like fantasy, you really love fantasy, and you just want to read fantasy, man? You just want to read fantasy, and like, that's it. You're not interested into non-fiction. What do you do? What do you do once you've like found yourself as a reader? You don't want to read diverse books anymore, but like, you sort of do, because you feel guilty. Who knows what hidden jewels there are that your reading taste hasn't discovered yet. But like, you also really just want to read that one genre that's your favorite. Like, what do you do then? That's my main thing. But if you just really love one genre, how do you make yourself read diversely? Because, you know, it's like you love cookies, like you love chocolate cookies. Or no, you love vanilla ice cream. And you go to the ice cream stand and like, you see so many things. But you want vanilla. And what do? Do you choose vanilla? Do you experiment? Because how do you do that? How do you make yourself choose? How does one decide what books to read and when it's the right time to just to read different books? Because this video makes no sense. It made no sense. But I'm just reading diversely. I don't know what to think about it. Like, it's good, but also like, what do you do? What? How? I'm sleep deprived, in case you haven't figured it out. And I should go get myself some coffee and edit this and upload this. And God knows when we're gonna see each other, but hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye, and make sure to share your opinions down below. Right, bye.